I have just bought one of my all-time dream cars. It's not crash damaged, it's not high mileage, it's actually just quite good. I'm crying. Here it is. My yellow Audi TT. This is a 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo 5-litre manual. This car came up about a month ago for sale. I wasn't quite prepared to do it then. I was planning to get one in the future, but I had to somehow get this one. So things had to go, had to move some chess pieces around, and somehow it is here.
So this was spurred on by the fact that we both drove our all-time dream cars. Mine a Ferrari 550, Will's a Lamborghini Gallardo, and then somehow, 3 weeks later, the perfect Gallardo came up for sale. You had no intention of buying a Gallardo anytime soon?
No, I was thinking either, well, maybe later this year, but probably sometime next year. But this one came up, and these don't come up often. The early form, which this is a 5-litre with the proper Lamborghini engine, not the later kind of Audi type one. In the manual, there's probably only 500 or 600 of these. So
that's a rare car.
It's even rarer than a Superleggera version.
And it's Will, so therefore it can't be anyone. It had to be in this colour, yellow Midas, with black interior, and a manual gearbox. Now, there's an elephant in the room. 4 elephants in the room, in fact.
The wheels, yeah.
The wheels.
Now, I saw the car for sale. We'd just done a podcast, actually. I saw the car for sale. I looked at it and I went, those wheels are disgusting. And I closed my phone. And then I went back to that ad a little bit later and I was like, hang on, that's perfect other than wheels. Wheels I can change.
Wheels can be changed.
We'll get to that in a minute because it's not as expensive as you might think. But the wheels really are vile. We've got 4 they're very early to mid-2000s.
They're 04 rich, American style. There's some other bits and bobs, so the wheels are not original. That's not original, which you told me today. I didn't know about this. I thought that font was only for the later Gallardos, but that's all Gallardos have that font.
Original Gallardo font, if you like.
But someone stuck it on.
There is a thing with Lamborghini owners that I don't really see in other, like Porsche and Ferrari or anywhere, really, where they go, I need to stick things to my car.
I must.
If
it's made out of gel, put it on the car.
Has it got a Lamborghini badge on it? Whack it on the car. A side skirt, which I'd quite like. It's not the worst. It's a proper carbon fibre side skirt. That's probably quite an expensive part, but it's sort of out of place. It's just side skirt and nothing else.
You also had a quick look under the car, and you think it might be bonded on.
I think it might be bonded. I couldn't see any screws or bolts holding it on. If that's the case,
tough.
He might have to stay.
Yeah.
So I'm not willing to rip it off.
Another one.
And then this, which is a gel badge. Some of you might think that's standard. As far as I'm aware, it wasn't even an option on a Gallardo.
No.
That is just a gel badge, cheap eBay type job. To me, Ferraris can have that, maybe, but on a Lamborghini, it's just not right. In there is where the thing is. It's just a gated manual. It had to be that. I considered e-gear cars, because e-gear cars are considerably cheaper, more common.
What is that?
So e-gear is your flappy paddles, or what Clarkson used to call a flappy paddle. That is, Lamborghini came out with a single clutch flappy paddle gearbox. They're not the best. They're quite good for theatre because the gear changes are ridiculous, but they're unreliable and they're very, very expensive to fix. And also they're way more common and just not as desirable. Whereas a manual, in this day and age, a V10 Lamborghini manual, there's where are you getting that? You ain't getting that anymore.
You may note that this is not the usual TDC spec. It's not the highest mileage in the country. It's not the cheapest, it's not been crashed, it's not been X, Y, or Z. This is the end goal. So this is not, don't expect some...
It's going to be twin turbo tomorrow.
This is a car that you just want to buy to own, right?
There are a few things I want to do, some of which we'll do today, and there's some more plans in the future. But yeah, it's not crash damage, it's not anything like that, which I know might be a disappointment, but I wanted this car to arrive and be drivable.
If you are upset by that, don't worry. I might make a very poor financial decision soon, and it involves the word Ferrari and crashed.
In fact, you might have noticed the interior being exceptionally clean. That's because this car has 10,000 miles, which was insane. I was a little bit worried by that. I thought, is it fake mileage or whatever? It's not. And also, sometimes with cars like this, them not moving as often is actually a bad thing. The cars that move and get used more sometimes are in better condition and run better. A lot of people would look at 10,000 miles and go, oh, I could put that away and it'll make a load of money. 10,000 miles means my ceiling is now higher. I can go and put 20, 30K on this car and it'll be the same as all the other ones.
That's money-saving tips with TDC. That's the smart way. No, that is how a car person looks at it. Instead of the car sitting now in someone's garage doing nothing, this car's going to get driven. I'd say quite hard. Can we see?
Yes, I want to see.
Now, also something else Will told me, which I wasn't actually aware. In my head it makes sense, but you could have on Gallardos either a metal lid like this, or you could have the glass lid where you can see the engine inside of. I always thought in my head, oh, they all have glass lids, but no, they don't. This is the nice spec.
This was, back then, an ultra basic car. You had to, I think it was like a £6,000 option to have e-gear. So
Right.
the manual was
The cheap
poverty spec.
Yeah.
So this one is not that well spec'd, really. There's no nose lift, but it means there's less to go wrong.
Well, well, well.
Now down there, you might be able to see
I'll get my phone out.
is the exhaust system. There isn't a lot of it. It's sort of just pipe. So we have,
Now, when you say it's just pipe, do you mean like, it's just like one back box, so it's just one resonator?
when you see straight pipes, people go, oh, it's a straight pipe, but there's a sort of a box here and there. No, there is nothing in this exhaust to silence it at all other than pipe. There's just pipe. So you have manifolds that come out of either side, they come straight out and then out the back. That's it. It is exceptionally loud.
Do you know what it is? It's pipe. There's no pipe and an email, it's just pipe.
Now, I have ordered an exhaust for it.
Yes, because
I
it's
have
too
already.
much.
That exhaust is also quite loud,
Yeah?
but it's better.
I
So
mean, it's going to be less than this.
I will describe it more in the video when the exhaust arrives. When you have exhaust that comes straight out like that, you lose a bit of tone. Whereas the thing to do on these cars, if you want that proper Gallardo high-pitched F1 noise, if you like, is you need an X pipe. So it joins up in the middle and then comes back out, and that is what I've got on the way.
And perhaps one day, you know, if TDC takes off to another level, twin turbos?
Take the bumper off, slap a couple of turbos on it.
Great.
A manual turbo, maybe make it rear-wheel drive.
Please keep subscribing, that would be quite nice, thank you.
We need that to happen. It's for you guys.
Would you like to start it up? And then would you like to go on your first ever drive in this?
would
Because
be
you
nice.
haven't driven this car, right?
I genuinely-
It got delivered on a trailer?
Got delivered on a trailer last night. I waited till about 8 o'clock. It was just me and Mike here at the time, and then you came by a bit later.
I had to come back. I left already for dinner and then cut dinner early so I could come back and look at it.
There's a Gallardo coming. And then my first time sitting in it was last night, which I know sounds dumb and ridiculous. This car was 10 hours drive away, so I flew up there to see it. I took 2 photos of it and said, yep, that's the car, and went home.
Signed my way into debt. Off we go. Will hasn't driven this car out of this unit yet. Ben arrived this morning. We actually hid this car as a secret from Ben.
I was saying for days.
Now my
Congratulations.
Now my £5 back, please.
Oh yeah, you can.
This should get me to just out there.
Where are the wheels going silver?
They're in the car right now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Today.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can hear the startup. It's quite loud. We'll get another startup and away you go. Also, this is our little sound tester that we bought many moons ago for our hot hatches, just to explain to you how loud this is. I'm gonna, what is it, a meter? Something like
About
that?
a meter. Let's say like 100 decibels gets you on a track day. No, normally about 95.
95
probably.
is like legal for a track
Yeah.
day. Car that's like too loud for a track day, you're gonna be like 97, 98. You're
Yeah.
getting kicked off the track for that. So I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna say about a meter. That's probably a meter. 110. When you go on a track, you have to rev it up to 5 or more, and then that's when they measure it. That's mental.
Now, if you are like me and you never drink enough water and always get headaches, then today's sponsor might be for you. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you have probably heard of Holy. They make great tasting, healthy alternatives to the usual crappy drinks you find in the shops. And now they've got this mix and match bundle builder. You just go on the website. These are the big 50 serving tubs you can use. You can add them, as you can see at the bottom there. The more you add, the discounts change. So I want a couple of those, and then you can add some hydrations in there as well. They've also got Holy milkshakes, which is relatively new. Big fan of vanilla and the caramel. We'll have that one. And then you can also choose your shakers. We've got some SpongeBob themed ones. You've got some plain ones. You've got all kinds of different shakers. There's thermos ones. There's this big massive gallon one as well now. So now you've got sample boxes of things like milkshakes, hydration, and all of the other flavors as well. You can actually see how much you've saved and how much it costs per drink. That is 73p per drink. That is an absolute bargain.
And Holy's advent calendars are back. Pre-order now until October 12th and save £5. Inside you'll get 24 different flavours plus a limited edition shaker. The perfect way to count down to Christmas.
So you can get up to 20% off using this mix and match deal. And then if you use our code 2DC, you can get another 10% off that as well. Use our code to support the channel. Now let's get back to that Gallardo. To give you some scientific context, we decided to recreate the Gallardo's noise with our voices.
We peaked at 98 there, so you're still nowhere near as loud.
I'm still 12 decibels off. 96.
Oh, close. That's about the same. That's legitimately about the same as this car at idle. You know what? It was a very good effort. I also think our landlord and his wife are probably on the way out here because they think someone has been killed.
My vision's gone all blurry from that.
Finally, after almost 20 years of dreaming and waiting, it was time to drive my Lamborghini Gallardo for the first time. And it truly was one of the best moments of my entire life.
So we sent Will off on his first drive. We wanted to make sure it was just him on this. This is genuinely Will.
Oh my... I could cry! Oh shit. Oh shit! Oh god, I was so nervous, but that has just made up for everything. That was my first time accelerating in it. Okay, right, composure.
That's the loudest thing I've heard. Unironically, I don't think I've ever heard a car in the distance as loud as that. It's mental.
I actually can't believe it. I knew it would make it. This is. I actually don't have words, to be fair. This is not useful to anyone at home.
Will doesn't get emotional or too smiley about things. The fact that he's like that, that's how you know it's perfect. I'm just going to pick up my new car. Yeah, thought I'd go for the pre-facelift as well. Went for the black on this one.
Driving my very own Gallardo for the first time was truly amazing, but the car wasn't quite perfect yet, so it was time to do some gentle modifications.
In here, something I bought before I'd even confirmed that I'd bought the car, which was a risk, is some wheels. Look at the car, look how nice they look. Ben, do you remember when we said we had to go to RE Performance to go and see Ricky? Yeah, no, it was to go and get these.
Yeah, you said it was just for a site visit.
Something we've never done at TDC before ever.
Mildly interesting story for you, actually. The guy that I bought these from, who had them stored at RE Performance, has a Gallardo with 130,000 miles on.
Yeah.
He had the engine rebuilt, but he's done something like 60,000 miles in his Gallardo, and these were his winter wheels. But they were refurbished, so they are
Mint.
immaculate.
That is literally perfect. Look at the sparkle on that guy.
These, now it's expensive, obviously, it's a lot of money, but I was surprised. Lamborghini wheels, these were £1,300.
Which, for context, a wheel, these are 18s, right? Are they
They're
19s?
19s.
So 19 inch, if you want like a set of Japanese spec wheels, like sort of thing that you put on a Skyline, or you're going to spend $2 or $3 grand.
You go and buy like a modern Lamborghini wheel or a McLaren wheel or a Porsche wheel or even a Range Rover wheel,
Yeah.
you're spending thousands of pounds, even used. So now a lot of people do put these on other cars.
Yeah,
They
there's-
take the front ones and put them on Transporters,
Me.
Golfs, any other Volkswagen.
That's what I wanted. Genuinely, my dream wheel was these wheels on a Mark IV Golf. I wanted them more than anything.
Your fitment is crazy, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, space is crazy on that one.
I do have spacers. I forgot the spacers!
Can't believe it.
Hey look, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
not
I mean, it's still
fine.
gonna be
That's
better.
really not fine.
Also, we did just note that Will can also sell the original wheels. Some Stevie Wonder looking ass blind man is going to go, those look great.
One man's trash, another man's trash.
Brackets, he might pay.
But he might pay. Might seem like a stupid idea, but for what this is, some of the things you buy and the maintenance bits aren't as bad as you'd think. The stuff I mentioned in the last video, I've had a look into, they're not as bad. If wheels cost that much, and also I sell those, it means they might have cost me around
£200.
about £1,000, sort of £700 to £1,000 all in.
With tyres, brand new tyres, all that sort of stuff, because these tyres are a little bit old as well, right?
Trying to get these disgusting wheels off. Also, we didn't know how to get it on the lift, so we're doing it on the floor. We spent ages trying to jack the car up, but just could not make it work. We can't get the jack under because of that stupid cell thing, so we're going to reverse it up onto these wooden blocks. These very Lamborghini, they probably do have those in the factory too.
Approved from... So Ben's been
is gonna
tasked.
do it. Do you know where reverse is?
I'll find it.
He's down.
If you can't find it, grind it.
Don't do that.
Oh, it's so nice in here. What the heck?
Could you see yourself on one of these, brother?
Sure, yeah.
For some reason, Ben was struggling to get the car into reverse, and I had to take over.
I would do it, but it's his first day.
After some research, we found a rear jacking point and got the Gallardo in the air. Something else to note here is there's some threads there. That is because these early Gallardos are coilovers as standard. So you can lower and raise them as you wish. So we could, not today, let's see where the wheels sit and once I've got my spacers.
You know, maybe not today, yeah, because you left your spacers at home.
I didn't have my spacers at home.
The thing is with like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, as much as they're supposed to be this unobtainium thing, that is a piece of box section metal with an arm bolted to it. Like, compare that to a Mercedes or BMW, that's much easier. Now, the cost on everything, you know, the cost for one of the nuts that holds on one of those is probably going to be £400. In theory, it's idiot-proof.
Isn't that just so much better? Obviously, it's more standard looking, but it's silver wheels, yellow calipers, yellow car. Look at the comparison here.
And, you know, if you believe that the black wheels are better, that's completely fine and you're within your own opinion. But, you know, I would hate to know what it is like to be wrong all the time. You know what? You've gone from 04 rich to 04 Gallardo.
To rich millionaire! Now, you might have cringed a little bit as much as I did doing that. What I don't want to find under here is like a hole or some missing paint, and I found out that these stickers are here for a reason. Looks like just adhesive, so I think we should be good.
You like the sticky stuff? Sticky stuff's removed just over your left shoulder.
I think we've got a spray one as well, yeah. There we go. That is how you remove lacquer from a Lamborghini Gallardo.
That looks like what I imagine Spider-Man's looks like.
Where can we put that? That'll go again, that one. Oh yeah.
Please.
On the
After
front?
you. I think so. And then one on the steering wheel, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think I don't want to cover the microcar badge, but like
No,
somewhere in
just
the middle
above it.
here. Old Lamborghinis, I don't make them like they used to. Right,
What's next?
next up is removing more stickers. We do the big jobs here on TDC.
You know what? Well, you've changed. You got a Lamborghini and now you don't want to do anything.
I'm not doing this. I am cross-legged though.
That's cross-legged on the floor. No lift in sight. No.
Times have changed. While we're here on the name, we've had comments on the podcast, the Korean podcast, which is the best podcast in the world. Agree with that?
Yeah, you can watch it on Spotify, you can watch it on Apple Music, anywhere you get your podcast really.
There's eyes everywhere.
Every Thursday.
Just search for cream. But anyway, when we've pronounced this word, Gallard, we say Gallardo and not Gallardo. Because Valentino Balboni actually said that, and I'll say this for the last time. Valentino Balboni had his name on a Gallardo, and he says Gallardo. Off, completely nice and clean off. A little bit of residue, which I will clean up with this. We're there or thereabouts. I'm going to leave these on for today because I don't fancy snapping things and breaking things right now. They are bonded on, which is incredibly annoying. Do the other side. It's ready to take outside.
So with the Gallardo now exactly how I wanted it, it was time to take the boys out for a drive, starting with videographer Ben.
That is ridiculous.
Now that's quite loud,
That was, well, very loud, I'd say.
but something happens when you put the windows open where it's like the exhaust gets louder.
Right, okay.
Far too loud.
I disagree. I think for anything apart from doing exactly that, it's way too loud. But for those 4 seconds of just of pull, that is mental.
And then you just put the window up and forget it ever happened.
Congratulations, William. This is fantastic.
Thank you very much. I'm in lots of deep trouble, debt and all sorts. But oh well.
I've just found the navigation CD. You can see they are in town doing nearly 300 kilometers an hour into the building next door. Not the best promotion, I'd say. I mean, yeah, that is 290 kilometers an hour. Jesus Christ. say we're connoisseurs of loud cars.
Yeah.
We love a loud car. One of our taglines, that could be louder.
But this
couldn't be louder. This is obscene.
It's actually better. This is with the windows up. Helps.
Oh, that's much better.
That's much better.
I know that the R8 5.2 and the later Gallardo 5.2 is better. It doesn't do that. Even loud, it doesn't do that.
Why is it so much louder? I know the windows, yes, it's noise.
It's not like it's double glazing. It's not, you know, an S-Class in here. The windows shouldn't be that different. That is... my ears hurt. Oh, and that's what makes the manual worth it. Do you know what it is? This exhaust makes it sound like a 5.2.
Yeah.
It sounds like a later R8 or a Gallardo. That's really interesting. Or a Huracan.
I think I get tired of this, and I think everyone around me will get tired of this, which is why I've ordered an exhaust, and I can't wait to get that fitted. But I'm actually quite glad I've experienced it with this exhaust. Yeah. Because it's quite funny.
Maybe this exhaust stays on the shelf for special occasions.
Yeah. The noise makes it a completely different car to the blue car. It's the same, basically.
The blue car felt like it was a livable, usable day.
This is quite civilized.
It feels like a race car now. Now, I need you to remember, if you're watching this, remember when I was holding that sound meter? We were over 100 at idle. That's less than what's going on right now. And now imagine the orders of magnitude more it is when Will's accelerating. Whoever straight piped this actually understood the definition of straight pipe. You know, I know why it's only got 10,000 miles on it. Because every time he left the house, he was arrested immediately.
He got to the end of the driveway and went, I can't take this on the road.
Beautiful little idyllic village here.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, hi. You're in a yellow Lamborghini with a straight pipe exhaust. You're what people write newspaper articles about.
The exhaust is quite funny, and it's quite nice at the moment, but I do not want this forever, so I've got a new exhaust on the way, so that'll be in another episode, as well as the spacers and a few other bits. But thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch another video, you can watch that here, and we'll see you in prison, possibly.
Bye.
Bye.